What's going on, guys? It's your boy Scrub here, back again with another video. Hope you guys are having a great day. I know I am. Happy Christmas Eve. And today I've got a story time for you guys about a guy whose cousin ended up ruining Christmas Eve for them. So hopefully it's something you enjoy. Press the like button, or no joke, no scam, your family's gonna ruin Christmas. And without further ado, let's get into it.
I'm getting quiet now. Laying low when you reach zone, piping down. Making out, stack the bread.
Alright, so Christmas Eve is supposed to be a pretty good time, a pretty chill event where you get together with your family, hang out, and all together, you know, just be thankful for each other. And this subscriber that sent this in to me ended up going to his aunt and uncle's house, and their son in particular is a very, very spoiled man. And he was very not excited to be spending Christmas Eve with him to begin with, right? Like, it was a tradition that they had kind of done for quite a long time, but, you know, his cousin was really annoying and just super entitled. And I guess his aunt and uncle, whose house they were going to, had like a pretty hard financial year, so they had asked his family to maybe get less presents than normal for his cousins, just so that way they weren't disappointed the next morning on Christmas morning. It wasn't like, you know, they didn't get them any presents, they just got them less than normal, so, you know, they didn't want to be like embarrassed or make the kids feel bad and anything like that. So obviously they didn't bring as many presents, not parents, whatever. You guys know what I'm trying to say. In this particular year, they were doing their Christmas Eve. I'm using air quotes you can't see, on the 23rd, because they had something else on the real Christmas Eve. And, you know, the cousin in particular that ruined this was already upset about that, you know, was going off about how it basically didn't allow the magic of Christmas to actually work unless they were doing it on the real Christmas Eve. And, you know, they were just destroying the magic of Christmas with him, right? And on top of that, he was very, very upset when they ended up walking into this Christmas Eve celebration with less presents than usual. And instead of like just not mentioning it and being quietly angry, he decides to say something right away. He's like, "Oh, wow." And, you know, his mom and dad, the subscriber that sent this in to me, obviously are kind of like, "What's, oh, wow, like, what are you looking at?" And his cousin is just like, "Well, nothing, you know, it's nothing. It's great to see you guys. Merry Christmas. It's just, you know, I'm not trying to be a jerk here. It just looks like a lot less gifts than last year. So are you guys poor now or something? Like, what's going on?" Which is already insanely rude, right? Like, if somebody gets you 2 gifts one year, they don't need to always get you 2 gifts forever. And on top of that, let's say hypothetically that they didn't get you presents because they had money issues. Why would you proceed to look at them and go, you guys poor now, huh? Like, if they do have money issues, why would you want to, like, remind your family of that? So whatever, the subscriber's mom is like, "Well, that's not the spirit of Christmas to be acting like that. It's not about, you know, getting greedy about how many presents you get. It's about being around your family and, you know, making memories." Which, in all, kind of gives him this, like, little lecture, which he obviously deserves, about how, like, Christmas isn't about presents, which is the truth. You know, it's a great benefit, don't get it wrong, but, like, you can't really be freaking out because somebody gets you less gifts than last year. Anyways, his cousin just kind of rolls his eyes at his mom's lecture when she's like, "You know, that's not the spirit of Christmas," and is like, "Yeah, I understand that that's not the spirit of Christmas, but isn't it a little bit embarrassing to come to somebody else's house and not bring the same amount of gifts as last year?" And, like, I just don't know who this guy thinks he is, bro. People don't have to get you anything. You know, I think people forget that. You don't have to get anything for Christmas, really. Whether or not they bring you more or less stuff doesn't matter. And no, I don't think it's embarrassing, especially because it wasn't his parents' call. He doesn't know that his mom and dad were the one that tipped off his aunt. But at that point, the spoiled kid's mom is like, "You know what? I think your aunt should probably just take the presents home with her if that's how you're gonna behave. I'm so embarrassed." And she tells her sister, like, literally take the presents back. You know, it's not worth it. He's going to be a jerk about it and be upset that you got him presents, then he doesn't deserve any of them. Which honestly is a good parenting move, right? Like, if my kids started telling my brother, "Oh, you didn't get me enough presents, you suck," I'd be like, "Yeah, you're not getting any of the presents now, dude." And instead of, like, you know, apologizing or doing anything to back it up, the kid just starts screaming. He's like, "No, I'm just saying that they should have brought more stuff. That doesn't mean they should get rid of it. I still want it." And what's nuts is, up to this point in the story, I'm imagining this dude's like, you know, a young kid or whatever. It would still be embarrassing, but, like, you know, I'm expecting there's no way he's an adult. This person was 19 years old, screaming about how, like, "Oh, they didn't get me enough presents or buy me enough stuff." This dude's lucky that adults really get presents in their family. You know, I still get some stuff, but, like, it's nothing like when I was a kid. I didn't realize, like, most families continue to just buy an absolute crap ton of stuff for their kids when they're adults. I didn't realize that, dude. You have no right to be getting this mad if you're an adult, though. And at that point, his mom ends up just helping her sister take his presents back to the car. And the entire time they're taking presents back, he's just standing there screaming at her like, "Mom, you're giving away my presents! What the heck? What the heck? This is not the point of Christmas! Mom, you're giving away my presents! Aunt blah blah blah, stop! Stop! Don't take away my presents! Why would you do this?" And he's literally in tears over the fact that his presents are getting removed. But like, you know, if you're gonna be a jerk, then you don't get them. And he keeps asking his mom, why are you doing this? Why are you taking my presents? And his mom finally snaps at him because he just won't stop yelling. And she's like, because your behavior is embarrassing. That's why I'm taking this away from you. Do you know how embarrassing it is that you're screaming about the amount of gifts that you got? Do you know, huh? It's so embarrassing that you're so entitled that you think people owe you things. And on top of that, the reason that they got you less presents is because you're going to have less presents tomorrow than last year. So if that's going to be an issue, then I'll just take everything back right now. And he just kind of sat there slack-jawed for a second. His mom had never really snapped on him like that before. And he just looks at him and goes, "Christmas Eve is ruined," and just ran upstairs, man. Literally stomping the entire way, being as loud as possible. Of course, you know, couldn't just peacefully go upstairs and not be with anyone anymore. And if Christmas Eve is ruined because, like, you were begging for presents to the point of being obnoxious and then people said, "It's not about that, you're embarrassing me, please stop it," and you're an adult, I feel like you're kind of partially responsible for ruining Christmas Eve. You know, I understand you really, really wanted your presents, dude, but I feel like everybody kind of has a reason to assume that you ruined it instead. Because none of this would have happened if you weren't the person freaking out about people getting you gifts, just not the amount that you want, which when you say it out loud sounds insanely stupid. Alright, I'm gonna interrupt the video for a second. On screen now is a gift card code. I give one of these away in every video, so subscribe if you're new and turn on notifications so you don't miss out on free money. If you already do it, you're a legend. And yeah, press the like button or no joke, no scam, your mom's a hoe, and let's get back to it. Anyways, I think his cousin assumed that like somebody was going to follow him upstairs and come comfort him, you know, and be like, it's okay, we'll bring the presents back inside. But, you know, nobody follows him upstairs because nobody actually cares that much. Like, they're like, all right, man, that's on you. If you want to storm out of the party and freak out, then we'll just have it without you. So, yeah, they just go about their Christmas Eve ignoring him because obviously they just figured the entire thing was stupid. And they're like kind of loudly talking crap about him. And, you know, they figured that might annoy him enough to like come downstairs and then they could convince him that he was being irrational. But instead, he just decides to take the super dramatic approach of like every now and then walking out of his room. And the way it worked is like when he walked past his room, he'd walk past this banister and the stairs where everyone was. And he would be like, I wish somebody didn't ruin Christmas Eve by taking away my presents. If only somebody didn't ruin Christmas Eve. I wish my family cared about me. Keep in mind, this is like an adult, and he's not talking to them directly. He's saying it as if he's talking to himself, but like screaming it every time he walks by him, which would be annoying to literally anybody, right? And he's doing this over and over again, and everyone's literally just ignoring him. And so when he realizes that like saying that his feelings are hurt isn't gonna make everybody come run to his rescue and give him his presents back, he decides to literally start stomping his feet in the room above them, so that way, like, you know, they can't enjoy talking to each other. And they try their best to ignore it, but like, you know, at a certain point, it's like, man, this guy is literally hell-bent on ruining Christmas Eve. So whatever, they go about their business, they eat dinner, they open presents, but they do it pretty quickly, and the entire time the vibe is way off, because he literally, the entire time, is just like upstairs, stomping and screaming. Like, you know how he had said that Christmas Eve was ruined because how he didn't get his presents or whatever? Like, nah, he basically just threw off the vibe for everybody else. And so they ate dinner, opened presents, everything felt weird. And usually on Christmas Eve, his cousin sucks, but like they'll stay there late, you know, and kind of stay up late and talk, and it's just like a pretty good time with Christmas music playing. This time though, because he was just so insistent on like being dramatic and trying to get everybody involved in a fight every 30 seconds, they ended up getting back in the car at 8 p.m. and like going home. So ironically, the guy that was complaining about Christmas being ruined ended up being the thing that ruined Christmas Eve for them, even though it was done on the 23rd. You know, I understand it's probably a little confusing, but regardless, he didn't get any presents, and apparently his parents just didn't give him anything the next day either. So yeah, don't be like that, dude. Be grateful for what people get you, I guess. On that note though, guys, that's gonna do it for the video. Hopefully you enjoyed. I hope you guys are all having a great Christmas Eve. I don't know how late it is for you when you guys are watching this. But, you know, if you are watching this Christmas Eve, I hope you guys all have a Merry Christmas, get everything you want, all that good stuff. If you enjoyed the video, be sure to press the like button. Let me know in the comments section down below what you thought of the video. And on top of that, I would really appreciate it if you would check out the intro song. You know, a link to it will be down below, along with a link to my podcast, The Scuffed Cast, or of course, you could use code SCRUBBY at the G Fuel checkout. Another great way to get a discount on G Fuel. Beyond that, if you want to listen to some of my story times on Spotify, I'll put a link in the description. Feel free to go check it out. I would really much appreciate it if you want to listen without gameplay, whatever floats your boat. And of course, we've got the Karen Christmas sweater, which may be the coolest merch to ever exist in my opinion, and if you get it, you'll be on the nice list. Yeah, it's the last day to do that. Link in the top of the description. But on that note, guys, that'll do it. Don't get anyone pregnant. If you do, make sure they're hot, and I'll see you guys next time. I'm out. Peace.